welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Cinder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits, so get ready to be inspired. Our special guests today are Molly Green and Julian Castillo with AHA. Yes. Welcome, you two.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That AHA, you guys are always up to something wonderful. I love reading about you and hearing about you, and so I'm hoping you'll tell us what AHA is doing these days.
Absolutely. We're delighted to be here and really excited to share some news with you.
Okay. And Molly, you're the Senior Development Director.
Correct.
And Julian, you're a board member.
Correct. Yep.
All righty.
And chair of the programs committee. We have a new committee, so
chair of the
more
program
board
committee.
engagement. Yes.
That's an important role.
And Julian is uniquely qualified to chair that committee because he has an interesting story to tell.
Oh, maybe we should talk about that.
Can we jump
Okay,
in there?
Julian.
Sure. Happy
Tell
to.
us your story.
Well, in brief, I've been involved with AHA. I was a participant in the program, and so programs is near and dear because, you know, the content of what we give these kids. I mean, I maybe was floating a little bit, didn't have a ton of direction, and so part of what AHA does, it's therapeutic, it's not therapy, and so there's a lot of psychoeducation around the nervous system. So I'm a licensed marriage family therapist now, and bear with me.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Cinder. And so I wasn't at one time. I was a 17-year-old kind of lost kid. However,
You were 17.
I was 17, yeah. So it's a teen program, social emotional learning for teens. And from junior high, and we're even now reaching out, Molly knows more about this, to elementary school students, all the way up to the senior year in high school. And so I was kind of floating a little bit lost, and a lot of the staff were marriage family therapists and had a rock solid curriculum around, like I mentioned, nervous system, co-regulation, emotional intelligence, social intelligence, what you're really good at just naturally, Cindy. And so it's very near and dear to my heart that we continue to have the latest up-to-date curriculum and just rock solid, you know, the latest science, but also the greatest kind of heart science, which is how we really convey the message, language of the heart, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another interesting thing about Julian is he was a staff member. So he was a teen in the early days of the program, then on our staff, and now a board member. So I just kind of love
so
that
here you
full
were,
circle.
17, not exactly knowing where you were going or what you were doing, and
That's for sure.
and figuring there must be a better way. And so you got involved with AHA. And then how long between the time that you started and when you became a staff member?
That's a good question. Well, so I finished up probably I was 18 or something, and I was seeing a therapist at the time. He recommended. I was struggling a little bit socially, a little bit of this, a little bit of that in terms of dabbling with illicit substances. And so he said, hey, maybe go check out this AHA deal. He knew Jennifer and Randy, which were the founders and the co-executive directors. And so then I went and got my bachelor's degree at San Diego State University in psychology, minor in religious studies.
Gee.
And I was looking for some work thereafter. I was working kind of odd jobs and where life took me different places in San Diego. And I reached out to Jennifer about a position, internship or something. And I came and interviewed, shirt and tie, the whole deal. And so started working. Let's say I was a super senior in college, so I was probably 24, 25. So it was a good 6-7 years later, thereabouts, and then joined as a junior staff member.
A junior staff member.
Yeah.
And then you decided you wanted to become a therapist, or and oh, by the way, now you joined the board.
Yes. It's a good question, Cinder. And I want to make sure Molly gets some airtime too, because she's the real heart and brains behind the deal. But let's see. Well, I wanted to be a therapist. So like I mentioned, most of the staff are all licensed marriage family therapists or psychologists. Jennifer, another co-founder, psychologist, right? She's a astrological psychologists, fascinating. So I said, wow, I want to be like these people. And I found there was a real healing presence just being in community, right? A common unity with them. And so I was like, well, what do they do? Well, we went to graduate school, got a master's degree, which is 2 years, 3,000 hours later. So I said, okay, I'm going to do that. And I wanted to do that since I was a teen. It just, life is as life is. And it took me in different directions and studying abroad in India and blah, blah, blah. And all these different directions and then a full circle. I started my private practice and actually Molly reached out about a board position because trying to get new blood and new energy there.
Good job, Molly.
She is good. She's a powerhouse in terms of development.
I know she is.
I want to hear her side of it too. And so now here we are a year plus later and raising awareness and energy with the AHA programs and this rock solid work we do for teens in our community.
Yeah. Molly, one of the things that I was so impressed with over the years and was reminded of by looking at your website is empowering teens. Okay, that's what I figured that. And parents, it says. You have a whole program for working with parents and with schools. So maybe you could talk about that.
Yes, I'd love to. So AHA was founded in 1999 in the aftermath of the Columbine shootings. Oh. And Jennifer and Randy, our founders, started AHA based on the belief that if you are somehow connected to the person next to you, you're much less likely to harm them. Oh. So it was a small summer program with a very diverse group of teens. It's always been our goal to have diversity in our group so that we can really get to know people that we might not otherwise have a connection with. And it's grown from there, so predominantly teens for many, many years. And then we started offering workshops for parents and for educators, and we've done some of that. Because we give up to 6 free therapeutic sessions to any teen in our program, during COVID, we were seeing how much the parents were really struggling as well. So we opened it up and started offering those sessions to parents. Even a parent that has taken one of our parent groups would be eligible, and educators as well. So we have been, over the last number of years, really ramping up our parent groups. And I think that we have, in collaboration with the Santa Barbara Unified School District, this year we have, I believe it's 17 different parent groups. So we're offering
17.
Quite a bit. Yes, and they're all topics that are so relevant to parents these days. Balancing screen life with green life, issues on connecting with your teens. What are things you can do outside of being inside together? Really coming up with different methods that parents can use to reach their teens where they are at. And so for me,
cool.
we're teaching teens and adults a common language of how to really create a better community.
A common language, yeah.
Isn't there also like a SEL certification series for parents, like 6 consecutive or build on one another?
Correct. So this fall we just completed a 5-part series, one in Spanish, one in English.
Oh wow,
and
that's
they're
cool.
all
Spanish.
based on these 5 competencies. So self-awareness, social awareness, emotion management, responsible decision-making, and relationship skills.
Wow.
So at the end of the 5 sessions, they get a certification, the parents, that they have done. It could be for any adult. It doesn't even have to be for parents. But that they've completed this, and they can use that when they're looking for jobs and things like that. And these are things that are woven into all of our curriculum with teens, these competencies. And of course, they are skills that will last them not only in their high school years, but throughout their future and in whatever they do.
And Julian, I bet in your practice you see the importance of that.
For sure. Yeah. Well, I was just talking about, I had a consultation group this morning and how parents, they're really like our brains, right? We have our executive function, our dorsolateral prefrontal cortex to nerd out on the science, but essentially our executive functioning center, right? Consequences, problem solving. So parents, right, are integral to that in terms of systems theory. And so if a teen's struggling and my mentor is huge. He's a family systems guy. He was practicing in the 70s, you know, so when all this was getting really huge, family therapy. And so if the parents are right, the trickle down effect where, you know, it's top down at the top, if it's solid, rock solid, the executive functioning there is good. It's not inevitable. You can still have struggles with your teen, but it's going to have a much more lasting and deeper impact. And so what we're talking about here is intervening on a systemic level, right? And so, and one thing I've noticed in terms of AHA growing is expanding to educators, to even administrators. And I'm not sure what staff, and we were doing a lot of educator trainings when I was a facilitator, where it was actually offering the AHA method with the teachers and similar, like when their needs are taken care of and attended to, they can then pass that on to the youth they work with, just like with the parents. And so a beautiful thing. And gosh, can you imagine if our administration or government officials or the mayor had some of these tools to regulate. It's kind of basic stuff, right? And I, you know, my partner, Jules, she just practiced it naturally. She was a kindergarten teacher for many years, but it's really like kindergarten stuff, right? Like use gentle touch, wait your turn, listen. But we don't oftentimes learn, some of us don't learn that so well. So we need to continuously be educated in that. And we have some very effective curriculum in how to do that.
I love how you said the AHA method.
Yes, we have a book, the AHA method.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
And we've been working, you know, because this has been around our organization for such a long time, 26 years. Year after year, we improve and add and detract and massage it into the best program that it can possibly be. And I think that we call this a wraparound approach, you know, our work with teens, our work with educators, our work with families. And I think that, yes, the parents can model this for the teens, but also it's the teens that teach the parents that is really fascinating. We'll have parents come to us and say, you know, I was reacting in such and such way, and my teen gave me tools to calm myself down and spoke in a way that really helped me let go of that emotion, you know, how to handle the emotions. And Julian mentioned something about listening, you know, this listening skills, which is a lost art, in my opinion. And we work a lot with listening to one another. So we'll do something called speed dating, where maybe there's a question that comes up and you and I will have 90 seconds each to answer the question. And if you start, you speak for 90 seconds. I say not a word. I don't say, oh, yeah, that happened to me. Oh, you poor thing. I just listen. And then we'll switch, and then I'll have an opportunity to speak, and you will listen. And the depth of connection that comes from that is extraordinary. Wow. We were at an event the other night, and we played this with some people brand new to AHA. And they're shocked. They're shocked at how deep they are able to go. They're shocked at how much they learn by not interjecting their opinion or their experience. And so teens are very, very adept at this once they've been in the program for a little bit. The adults tend to have a little bit of a harder time. So it's like a muscle. And then in addition to being listened to, what I find so critical of the work that we do is just seeing the teens. So many teens don't feel like anybody truly sees them. So we never have more than 7 teens per facilitator in any of our groups. And sometimes it's 4 to 1, the ratio. And so we really, really get to know these teens. We get to know them on such a deep level. We can sometimes recognize, you know, a problem that may come before it happens. So we will reach out to school administrators or have a conversation with teachers or parents or within our staff. Okay, this teen would be interested in having the 6 free sessions. Who of you would be comfortable working with this person?
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think it's all about really connecting on a very deep level with the teens in an authentic way, because we care so deeply about them, and allowing them to feel celebrated and seen and important. You know, we want them to know that they are a critical part of our community.
And wait, now, how many schools are you in?
We are in all the local high schools, and we are in all of the junior highs.
Oh,
These are the public ones. And then we have a brand new program at Adelante.
Oh,
Yes, and it's
Adelante. That's a very cool school.
Yes,
I
yeah,
like that
we're
one.
so excited to be there. So that's our first foray into younger kids,
Yeah.
and it is it's a combination of art and social emotional learning skills, and that started at Carpinteria Middle School, and now it's at Adelante, and so we're very happy.
So how does a student, I don't know, find out about you or get referred or involved?
Lots of different ways. So often we'll have counselors or therapists that will refer the teens to us, like what happened with
this is
Julian.
what happened with Julian.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Once a teen gets involved, they very often have such a good time, and they bring their friends in.
Of course.
So it is school counselors that will refer us. It will be teachers. It will be administrators sometimes, parents. Sometimes the parents, if there is a disciplinary act, something that they have to deal with, they'll say, you need to go to AHA, and the kid will come, and just kind of begrudgingly. And then they end up having such a good time that they come back year after year. So we have kids that start in 6th or 7th grade that are with us throughout high school. And so by the time that they are at an older age, they're mentoring the younger ones. And it's pretty remarkable. And, Julian's not the only alum of our program that we've hired over the years.
Oh, really?
I think we've hired at least maybe 12 of our alums.
Wow.
That's great.
Maybe even more. And sometimes they'll be at City College or at UCSB or newly graduated. And so to come and get experience working for an organization like AHA is, in my opinion, it beats doing a fast food job, and they're learning real skills that they can take on to for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. So AHA is a 501c3
Yes.
nonprofit.
Yes.
I bet if a person goes on your website, you have a donate now button.
There is a big red button in the upper right-hand corner.
A tax-deductible donation they can make.
100%,
And I
yes.
bet you really welcome those.
We absolutely do, particularly as we all know, it's a really trying time. A lot of nonprofits are suffering right now. And so we can only do the work that we do because of the generosity of our community and grants that we apply for. And so we're so grateful for any amount and any support that we get. And we promise that we're very responsible with the dollars we spend.
Well, it sure sounds like it to me. Yeah. So now seems like I heard you say or read it or something about screen time. You have a camp where no screen time.
I want to talk about this.
You want to talk about
it?
it?
Well,
okay. Pass over to Julian.
Yes. Sorry to interrupt you.
Go,
but
Julian.
no, it's very exciting, and I was starting to disengage, so I got to get back in the game. But we have a digital cleanse where
digital cleanse. That's a good way to say it.
So it's a warm weather deal, right? So I'm not sure if it's still El Capitan. El Capitan Resort, and so pretty nice little cabins there. However, so everyone submits their devices, right, in kind of a ceremonial at the beginning, right? And you can imagine, as you know, how hard it is to put this thing down, especially for these digital natives that were born with a device in the hand.
Yep.
If you look at one of the best, unfortunately, or most effective, I don't know, but babysitters or occupiers of attention now is our devices, right? Yeah. So really being born into that. So to set those down for 3-4 days and have just face-to-face, around the fire, have connection circles and counsel, a lot of team building and social emotional skills. It's kind of unprecedented, which is kind of sad, but truly like a kind of one of a kind deal. So that's something that, I mean, gosh, and adults oftentimes say, "Oh, I need that. I want a digital plan."
When are you doing one for parents?
Yeah. So that's a really cool, and any donation goes directly towards programming, funding the staff. Right? It is a nonprofit, and it's not it's Santa Barbara, and as you well know, but Yeah, it's just such solid work, and just thinking about how, if we really pour resources into our youth, that what kind of like world do we want to create for the future? And maybe we won't be around there for it, but do we want to leave it kind of desolate, or maybe leave some hopeful things, or we can protect both the planet and the people therein?
And you are doing exactly that, pouring all the resources into the youth and the parents and the schools and our whole community. Thank you for that. And thank you for coming on our show to share your great work with us.
Thank you.
It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you, Cinder.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.